All right, so let's talk about market implications, stock market implications. Now, and again, for those that know me well, some of you have known me for many years, I'm apolitical. I vote for whoever makes the stock market go up. That's who I like, right? And typically I vote for gridlock. I don't like either party to have complete control because that's when you get market volatility and you get game-changing legislation like this one big beautiful bill. This is what happens. When a party has complete power, this is what happens. Now, again, I would argue when you walk out of here tonight, many of these changes are good for you. The number one change that's good for you is our tax brackets aren't going up. That's a big deal. And that's why I said it impacts all of us. Most all of our rates were going to go up next year. And now that's not happening. That's why this is better than the Chiefs game. That's what you got to take home tonight. Your taxes are not going up next year. It is going to require a little bit more planning, but the good news, that's what you've hired us for, and that's what we do. And we're not going to charge you extra to do the planning. We're going to try to make sure you're paying the lowest lifetime taxes. But if we pull it back even a little bit further, so what is the stock market going to do now that we've got this one big beautiful bill act? And with a heavy Republican Congress and president, you can expect some of the heavy traditional Republican industries to do well. So oil companies, chip manufacturers, defense, nuclear. Now, I just want to caution you though, because we don't know the future. And I want to give you a real world example. I had a talk earlier this year where we discussed how during Trump's first presidency, one would argue that oil stocks did the best because he's more of a pro-oil person. However, the price of oil went down because he's drill baby drill, which actually hurt oil companies' stock prices. And so I don't want you to get confused in thinking, well, because he's pro-oil, we should go load up in oil stocks, Jake. That's not necessarily the case, right? So that's what you just have to be aware of. And that's why we've got Connor as our portfolio manager, keeping you all very diversified. Now, he will shift and tilt based on what's going on in the macroeconomic environment. However, he's not going to try to be so bold to make a prediction based on one piece of legislation in Washington, because we know in the past that not necessarily is going to play out the way that we think. But today, that's what people are saying. The potential losers are solar and wind, electric vehicles, because he took away a lot of the perks with the electric vehicles, right? So that's why you would think that might have a headwind now. Healthcare, household products, and then insurance.